Toastmasters and yes, today I'm here to take you all to a trip down memory lane. I'll be sharing a few anecdotes. So let me start with a lazy toddler who refused to eat. For my mother's eternal child, that toddler was me first. And for some reason, I had this feeling that leaving my toys and fun to go to the toilet was an utter waste of time, and it was very boring. So wherever my mom used to tell me to please go to the toilet, I used to sit still as a dog, and I would contain everything in my toddler-sized body. But when she does the reverse psychology, because her toddler was selectively disobedient or obedient, to say. So when she says don't go to the toilet at all, I would vote like anything, so that, and I go there and use the washroom. To her surprise, that always worked. I will leave when she asked me not to. And fast forward to when I was 6 or 7, there was an instance where my true stubborn self was revealed. It was some day after a strong scolding from my mother. For some reason, I don't remember, I might have even received a slap or two. But I thought I had had enough. I didn't want to stay there. I was leaving. And I didn't just want to leave, I wanted to come back rich and successful. So I had my things, and I vividly remember the basket in which I carried my things, which was a white plastic basket with a T-shaped handle, and it had sky blue lining on it. And I felt that this plastic basket was the perfect suitcase for my grand daughter. And the kicker is here, that is what I packed in that basket. Of course, I had packed only one dress, because that was a fluorescent green colored frock with yellow, blue, white blooms on it, which was gifted to me by my cousin. Why I chose this was because that was the only dress that I had, which was not from my mom. And I didn't want to choose anything that my mom had bought for me, because I was a little proud kid. And I was also very concerned about my financial security on my uncertain road to riches, which is why I carried a whole lot of coins, which was again packed in a plastic, pearl oyster shell-shaped white plastic box for my financial security, of course. And there was the proudest selection out of all these prized possessions was my English dictionary, because for some reason I had this thought that English language could save me from any danger that was about to come. So, I mean, imagine the confidence of a 6-year-old child who would, go to explore the world unarmed, or armed with nothing but a dictionary. So it was a little post-colonial moment for me. And then there was another adventure, which was again in a year before this runaway incident, or after this, I don't remember clearly. But that was when I was traveling with my grandmother and my mother to my mom's hometown. While we were waiting for my mom, who was away to get some nibbles or savories for my cousins, I was waiting there with my grandmother, who was casually chatting with her same age peer with me. Suddenly, I was lost in my own world. I was more interested in living my daydreams.
Learn basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Best of luck.
Thank you, TM. All the best. Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Before I start, let me ask you, how many of you follow the same routine that you used to about 10 or 20 years ago? Not everybody. Maybe someone who has celebrated their 30th anniversary of their 20th birthday might have. Okay. So, all of us might have approached or are yet to approach maybe, here, that period, which can be when our warranty officially expires. Maybe growing up from those careless school years to that carefree early 20s and probably supposedly the more mature 30s is an exhilarating journey. Don't you agree? When I recollect, back in my school years, I used to wake up to my mom's incessant wake-up calls. Very annoying, but she makes it every day so that I wake up. During my college years, I used to wake up to an alarm clock. And nowadays, I'm about to step into my 30s, I wake up to a medication buffet. Literally, guys, thyroxine, serotonin, multivitamins, folic acid and whatnot. To add to my plight, my 3-year-old niece mistakes my food baby for an actual baby bump. I exaggerate my expression and act like I cry real big tears. She laughs every time when I do that, and which is why she keeps asking the same whenever she meets me. But deep inside, I really cry. And I used to remember, I used to spot every new treat launched by my favorite chocolate brand the moment they hit the shelves. But today, I find myself wondering what this Dubai's viral kunafa chocolate is all about. Earlier, I used to believe that those creamy biscuits had the real goodness of milk, honey, protein, and everything. But today, we know better. Those are just a delightful mix of maybe sugar, fat, flour, purely creatively formulated advertising brilliance, maybe. And during my teens, I still remember I used to be in track of all those rising film stars who set the industry ablaze. But today I find myself wondering who this new guy is everyone is raving about. Back in those days, I used to roll my eyes at my mother, who could even barely remember their names. Today I realize that I have officially joined her ranks. And speaking of transformations, I would also like to mention the silver hair, which was an indication of good luck. But today, it's just a sad reminder of maybe it's time to grab a sachet of Garnier Color Naturals, nourishing and permanent hair color. Not that permanent though, you have to do it every 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah. But it's not that bad, I must say. It's not that we cannot thrive. From my life, I have formulated 3 life hacks, simple life hacks, which can help you navigate the decades gracefully. First one, celebrate small wins. Be it a day after 3 consecutive no-shows at the gym, you're day 1 again. Take a moment, cheer for yourself, appreciate. Even if you could say no to your most favorite dessert, take a moment again, pat on your shoulder, say well done. It's not that you cannot savor that sinful dessert, just that you choose wisdom and good health over your temporary cravings. And number 2, stay curious, because staying curious makes you young at heart, helps you keep being young at heart. And even if you forget those names, maybe on screen or off screen, it's okay. It's not solely your forgetfulness. It's just that your priorities have changed, just like those of your mom. And third, but not the least, it's laugh out loud. Laugh a lot, in fact. Even if you had to encounter that food baby situation, just embrace it. Call it your darling child. And maybe head out. Maybe somebody who is kind-hearted might vacate their seat just for you so that you can have a peaceful ride. And so this is all that I have to say. Celebrate small wins, stay curious, and laugh a lot. Embrace your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohini. That was a delightful speech. I hope everybody takes a leaf out of your book and follows it.
For the speech, I absolutely loved it. I have so many things to credit you on. One of the impressive aspects was the strong opening. I thought you did an excellent job at opening up the speech because you included humour, you had a question, so you engaged the audience, and you started off with a really confident tone. And I think that sets the scene for what you're then about to be delivered. As an audience member, if somebody's coming up, giving you questions, giving you jokes, starting off sounding really confident, then you know it's about to be a really good speech. So I think that sets the tone for the rest of the speech going forward. The other aspects I think you were doing terrific were with regards to your body language. You had facial expressions. I remember you mimicking your mum at one point. You did the baby bump impression, and you're also using your hands a lot, which is good. I think that helps visualize a lot of the words that you're saying. It's not robotic. It helps us sort of see the flow of your words and your conversation. So I think that's fantastic. You've got a lot of anecdotes that came across, and I think you really related to the audience well with a lot of what you were saying. And if I was to ask for a couple of things that I'd like to see more of, perhaps, one thing I noticed was with regards to the eye contact. I think, and I have this as well, but a favourite part of the room to kind of look at and steer your eyes towards. And I seem to see that your favourite part of the room was in this direction. But of course, I do the same thing. I need to remember to try and scan the rest of the room. So I think that's just something I picked up on. It's only a small thing. The other aspect was a slight rocking. So it wasn't a big thing, as I say, but I just noticed you were rocking sometimes on the spot, which I'm sure over time that we'll be able to correct that one. The last, the structure of the speech was fantastic as well. I think the way you finished it, just as the way you opened it, you finished it with a really strong call out to the audience. You know, you had your 3 life hacks, which were excellent. I think that's a really powerful way to end a speech. But the one thing I want to say that I was most impressed by, and something that I think you should continue to do in all your speeches, is that smile. I think you had a really engaging smile that made us all feel really comfortable and enjoyed your speech. So once again, thank you so much, Rohini. Very well done.